When many people think of slavery, they think of Africans in chains, packed like sardines, traveling across the Middle Passage to work on plantations, cutting cane and serving their so-called masters. In fact, that was all truth some hundreds of years ago.
There was nothing called humanity on board those ships. The journey between Mother Africa and the West Indies, the Middle Passage, sheer horror.
The mortality rate on the middle voyage was high. Approximately 13% to 33% of the slaves died. The dense, close, and inhumane manner in which slaves were packed on the deck in box-like trays, 150 centimeters long and 50 centimeters wide and high, led to frequent epidemic outbreaks and diseases.
Fast forward to today, we are free and are able to choose our own destiny. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. Today we join the world in observance of International Day for the Abolition of Slavery. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay tuned.
Protect Jamaica, plant your grass. Help us become more resilient to climate change impacts. Protect Jamaica, plant a tree. It improves the island's national biodiversity. Trees may be fruit, ornamental, or timber, but must be native or suitable to the area's natural landscape. Join the Jamaica Million Tree Campaign and help to plant 1 million trees by June 30, 2019. This is a call to action by the National Environment and Planning Agency.
Nanny, or soul heroine, was no different from the men when it came to fighting for the freedom of the people from the British.
Nanny, nanny, oh. Yeah, yeah. Nanny, nanny, oh.
Mante, my name is Marcia Douglas, currently the acting colonel of the Charleston Maroon community, the chief. Welcome to our museum. So the role of Nanny of the Maroon in Freedom for the Maroon is that she provide or she make herself into the diligent leader that one would have been looking for. One with spirituality, one with the zeal of moving on, and one with the zeal to protect. And so what she did was to ensure that her people had been served the right way, in which she ensures that they were no longer in slavery. So what she did was to undermine the British on the plantation with the help of her two sisters, Mishibo Kwashi and Shanty Rose. And so doing that, they took their people to the mountains where they had an advantage over the British. The British had to import dogs or bloodhounds from Cuba to hunt them down. Now later on, when the treaty was signed and Jamaica gained independence, it was really a hard tussle for people to recognize Nanny for who she was. Thanks to recent Colonel Harris of Moortown, who had made that one of his deepest dream and one of his aims, one of the most sustainable things that he was going to work on, so that Nanny could have been today the national heroine of Jamaica.
Let's get a little breeze on this land. All right. Now let's get some bounce in the rhythm. All right. Let's get some fire on our hearts. Now that is what we call all right. Run, come, get some Jamaica.
Jamaica has come a far way where slavery is concerned, and as such our flag is not just a symbol of our independent nation. It symbolizes who we are, the strength and hardship of our people. This flag gave us hope, or symbolism of a free nation.
I've traveled all over the world and I've seen the Jamaican flag in so many different countries, and it gives me a sense of pride.
Representing my country and seeing the flag means everything to me. It's an honor playing for the national team.
I've migrated for 19 years and have been living in the US, but there is no greater joy knowing how it has the power to connect us and bring us in the diaspora together.
For me, the Jamaican flag is a language, and it includes me in the conversations.
When the Olympics starts and I see the flag waving, it means a lot to us.
Sunday, August 5, 1962, 2 minutes to midnight. The new flag was about to be hoisted over the National Stadium. The lights were replaced by darkness, as if to expunge the horrid memories of the last 300 years. The red, blue, and white Union Jack did its last wave, and then it was lowered, gently tugged down the flagpole by a representative from the Jamaican militia. It had flown its course a long 307 years, and the replacement was the black, green, and gold, our very own Jamaican flag.
The Jamaican flag was approved by government the 6th of August 1962. It is important to know that a flag is a symbol which identifies a country. Started on a very sad note. In times of war, people need to identify with a symbol. So where you are standing, you would know that's my side. So the enemy could take away the flag, and then you would be ambushed and then get hurt. But on a joyful and peaceful note, our flag was established in '62 for our symbols. There was a very active competition, and there were many persons who would want to associate with the design, and so an approval was given. Looking at the flag is diagonal in gold, and there are 4 triangles. The top and the bottom green, and the others black.
The gold, represents sunshine and happiness. Our people, no matter if we're going through hardship, we're always smiling.
And the green is for our hope and agricultural resources.
And the black, then in '62, means hardships there are. And that was changed by government in 1997 with a committee presided over by Professor the Honorable Rex Nettleford. So it was changed to mean the creativity of the people. The flag has its protocol. It's never to be put on the ground, and it is placed to the right when you're on the platform. Of course, with athletics international competition, you'll notice people are wrapping the flags all over them. Years ago, that was unheard of because it's a solemn signal. When the national anthem is played or sung, you look in the direction of the flag. We are proud of our flag, and wherever we see it, there are some of us who still bow as respect to our dear country.
When I'm overseas and I see the flag, I feel proud because, not every country is at a big tournament. Not everyone will have their flag flying high.
Our flag is so special because it unites our people wherever in the world we are.
When I look down on the flag, it makes me feel proud as a Jamaican to know that I've been able to serve my country.
So yes, the Jamaican flag gives me a voice. We also have deaf athletes going to represent Jamaica in other countries. And when other countries see our flag, they feel proud, and we feel proud as Jamaicans.
The Jamaican flag represents pride to me. The other day someone said we should have a Caribbean flag, and we said we already have one, it's the Jamaican flag.
Jamaican flags, it represents me, it represents you, it represents every Jamaican.
We're no longer subjects of colonialism, directed by the orders of the British, but free citizens of our very own country. O green isle of the Indies, Jamaica, strong and free. Our vows and loyal promises. O heartland, 'tis to thee.
Nicky baby, come here. You understand, so I have to send you guy your auntie so you can go school and turn out better than me.
When I go be night time. Piggy, come finish your work.
If you or anyone you know has been a victim of human trafficking, call 811 or 1-888-PROTECT. Be wise. Open your eyes. Spot them. Stop them. A message brought to you by the National Task Force Against Trafficking in Persons.
Modern-day slavery is not something that is defined by law. However, it is used when discussing issues such as forced labor, forced marriage, and of course, human trafficking.
Picture this. A 16-year-old Jamaican girl, Christian all her life, graduated from school. She wanted a job, like many of us. What did she do? She looked in the classified advertisement. She found it, a job, an accountant. She qualified for the job overseas, in a foreign country. She saw a number, a telephone number, attached to the advertisement. She gladly called the number. It was answered on second ring. The person who answered was a female. The person told her to meet her in Halfway Tree at the bus park. They met. They discussed. She immediately got the job. She didn't have a passport, so she was assisted by the female to procure the passport on emergency. She was assisted also with the plane ticket to fly. Her brother gave her $30,000 Jamaican in support of the travel overseas. They were supposed to have left Jamaica within the week of getting the passport. She spoke to her mother on the morning of travel. She said, "Mommy, me no feel like go." Guess what Mommy told her? "Girl, galang, you know, see the whole house want fix." When she reached immigration, because she was accompanied by the person who employed her, when she reached immigration in that foreign country, she was told what to tell the immigration officer. Do you want me to tell you what they told her to tell the immigration? She was actually told to tell immigration that she was there on vacation for 2 weeks only. Remember, she knew she wanted a job and had gotten the job. Actually, she got 6 months in the country. When she left immigration, she was escorted through a side door in that airport, and she was placed in an aircraft. Why? Because the persons who employed her owns aircrafts. Whilst airborne though, she was given 6 pairs of lingerie. You understand that, correct? And said, "Sister, the work, the accountant work that you came for is not up here. Instead, guess what? You have to sell sex."
We'll check back to hear how this girl's story turned out. More than 200 students of Trenchtown High listened keenly to that harrowing tale at their school seminar. They, along with parents, teachers, civic members, and government representatives, including the police, confronted the complex and dangerous issue head-on.
Human trafficking is an issue that affects every single person who is alive. It is a problem that destroys the lives of its victims and their families and communities.
Human trafficking affects men, women, and children. Victims are often forced into prostitution or hard labor and are exploited and abused while deprived of basic rights, most of all their freedom. Lured usually into this unknowingly, often through promises of job opportunities and a better life.
Always a better life.
They operate on poverty. The crime is worth, on an annual basis, US $32 billion. It's the most underreported crime in the world.
Christ feed the multitude with only one loaf of bread. Poor people, there is something for you. Don't let the pressures of the system get upon your head. Poor people, there is something for you.
We have a multi-agency approach to investigating human trafficking. So we know that the Ministry of Labour has investigators as well. But at the police level, our job is to do a proactive policing approach. So what we do, once the advertisements have landed fresh off the press, our investigations would have started. But as you are aware, there are also advertisements online, meaning on Facebook, Twitter, etc. We do police some of that, but the local ones, we have a handle on it.
So be careful when seeking a job, and in this age of social media, don't post everything online.
The government of Jamaica, having accepted that this exists in Jamaica, and it has crippling effects on our people. So the task force was established, and we have several strategies and things that we do to tackle the monster.
Speaking of tackling the monster, remember our 16-year-old friend who got tricked into selling sex instead of the accountant work? What happened to her?
She was taken to a go-go club, and there were criminal gunmen watching her every move. Her passport was taken from her and other travel documents. Her cell phone was removed from her. And she had to sell sex. Upon selling the fourth sex, a good Samaritan came in to purchase sex, but fell in love with her because she's really attractive. And what did he do? He smuggled her through the back door in the club into police station. And because of that good venture, she led police to rescue 2 other Jamaicans. Now, could that happen to any of us? Too easy.
This could happen to anyone. And your biggest weapon is to be aware. Remember, if you have queries about employment adverts that you see or opportunities to work abroad, contact the Ministry of Labour at 922-9500-14. Children, if you are walking on the road and somebody comes and tries to grab you, scream for help, murder, and run. The penalty for those caught trafficking in persons is up to 20 years in prison and or a fine determined by the court.
And I was raised resilient people, a tropical island. Oh yeah. And I learned to smile. Here I learned what love is. Authentic Jamaica, the happiest island. Oh yes. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. The energy is our people proud and strong. When we stand together, we're rising for better. Oh yeah. We're many but one. Together we will strive. When unity is our strength, we rise from our struggles. Oh yeah. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
The seas call them home, home, where the northeast trade winds dance through the sounds of reggae, where the cockpit country shadows the world's fastest man, the vanguard of the Caribbean. The seas call them home, home to Jamaica. Jamaica is the third largest island in the Caribbean and the largest English-speaking island state, with the seventh largest natural harbor in the world, essential for a robust shipping industry. Jamaica also has the second largest transshipment hub in the Caribbean. These developments are driven by a commitment to honor the international maritime conventions that Jamaica has signed, establishing a maturing partnership with the International Maritime Organization, IMO. This 40-year partnership brings consistent advocacy for the maritime interests of Jamaica, the Caribbean and the small island developing states and the least developed countries. The seas carry them on, shaping an expansive and progressive maritime vision, fueling a structure and infrastructure of container, cruise and bulk cargo ports, maritime administration and ship registration, maritime education and training. This vision led to the expansion and upgrading of port facilities island-wide to capitalize on additional trade and larger ships accessing services through the newly expanded Panama Canal. The expansion positions Kingston as one of the region's major ports. The Port of Kingston is also equipped to offer a range of maritime logistical services. For example, operating as the regional hub for vehicles delivered to 23 destinations in Central America and the Caribbean. Through German Ship Repair Services Jamaica, the island also offers wet dock repair services and plans full ship repairs with a floating dry dock. Jamaica's commitment to a greener maritime environment guides its fuel diversification with the use of clean fuels, including natural gas. The prevention of maritime pollution is also integral in policy initiatives. As part of this thrust, Jamaica is now acceded to the Ballast Water Management Convention 2004 and is also the lead partnering country in the IMO's Global Ballast Partnerships Program. Bunkering is another key element of Jamaica's position as a major shipping center. We supply bunkers not only for vessels calling at Jamaican ports, including cruise ships, but also for those transiting across the wider Caribbean. Falmouth, Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, Port Antonio and Kingston, 5 cruise shipping ports, with the Falmouth Pier being purpose-built for the largest cruise ships in the world. These major cruise ports offer a full range of cruise passenger facilities and services. Awarded the world's leading cruise destination, Jamaica's unique attractions, diverse tourism and numerous recreational and cultural activities are equal sources of attraction for the creme de la creme of the seas, Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship and other major cruise lines. The seas sends them out. Seafarers and shipping staff trained in Jamaica for international service are key to Jamaica's success as a maritime state. The Caribbean Maritime University, CMU, is the sole IMO-recognized maritime training institution in the English-speaking Caribbean for the training of officers. The CMU is now poised to satisfy the region's demands in the expanding maritime and logistics sectors with the opening of 5 satellite campuses. Through partnership with the Technical Cooperation Division of the IMO, Jamaica helps countries in the region meet their obligations under the International Convention on Standards of Training, Certification and Watchkeeping for Seafarers. Jamaica has also chaired for 10 years at the IMO, the organ responsible for the international rules for standards of training for seafarers. Jamaica is committed to reducing substandard shipping in the Caribbean. To meet this objective, the island has hosted the Secretariat of the Caribbean Memorandum of Understanding on Port State Control, CMOU, since 2004. In addition, Jamaica is host to the International Seabed Authority. 25 states now have permanent missions to support the regulation and control of all mineral-related activities of the authority. Partnering with the IMO Program of Integration for Women in the Maritime sector, Jamaica has helped to mobilize maritime women in the region and strengthened their contribution to the safety, security, and environmental protection of the maritime industry. Jamaica has also hosted the inaugural Regional Women in Maritime Association WEMAC conference. Its executive is led by a cohort of strong female leaders, including its first president, a Jamaican. The seas carry them through. Jamaica's long-standing advantages, highly developed shipping expertise, and a skilled and educated workforce has seen our maritime sector blossom into an invaluable resource for the Caribbean and the region. A maritime state, a maritime home, bridging the IMO with the Caribbean and the Americas.
Let's get together and feel alright.
Thanks for watching another edition of Jamaica Magazine. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll do this all over again. Send your feedback on today's show to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. Also follow us on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and of course there's Twitter. Download our app on your Apple and Android devices, and you can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.